Hi, I'm Sam Brandis. I'm the Director of Learning and Organizational Development for U.S. Medical and Drug Regulatory Affairs. Our job actually has two aspects to it. The first one is in regard to learning, and we identify and build learning curriculums, so educational curriculums for our medical staff to continue to increase their skills, to ensure they understand the processes and tasks that we do here at Novartis. And in addition, we also do a section around organizational effectiveness. So I do a lot of team alignment, team building. We do most of our drug development in cross-functional teams. And we want to make sure those teams are working effectively together. I also have some responsibility around change management activities. So often we have changes in the company, whether they be new processes, new tools, or new structures. Maybe we've been reorganized. And so I work with our human resource partners and our leadership team and managers and the people themselves to help manage their transitions. So again, that they're effective and can change and still be productive for the company. A typical day at work can involve a lot of meetings. When we're building a learning curriculum, we first need to identify and understand the different tasks that some of our associates need to do and what competencies or skills they need to excel at. And then we either work with subject matter experts here in the company, or we get external vendors and we create a course. So there's some instructional design. We then help put that course together, handle all the logistics of the program, so inviting people to the class. And sometimes we run the class. So for example, I teach a course on essential facilitation skills for meetings, how to run effective meetings. So at times I'm also standing up and running the class myself. When I'm working with teams, I'm in a design mode where I might be working with a team anywhere from a day up to 3 days. We might be planning their strategic plan for the following year. We may be working on how the team can optimize working together and their team dynamics. And so I'll spend some time understanding what the objective is for the workshop. And then I will design a very interactive workshop, and I'll look for how we can learn through experiential activities. So we may even do something like writing on different flip charts and walls and drawing pictures about the environment that we want to be able to work within, and talk about then what are the actions we do to get to work in that environment. From high school, our high school had the ability to do 2 tracks, either a business track or a scientific, and I chose the scientific. When I was in high school, I very much wanted to be a large animal vet, and that's where I set my goals. So out of high school, I went to a state university in New York, it's called Delhi, and I did a 2-year program in veterinary technology. And during that time, I recognized I may not have all of the academic ability to move on to an actual vet program, but I found that I really enjoyed working in the laboratory. And so I did an internship at a lab, and I ended up coming right out of college and working for Novartis in the research lab. So I began here in toxicology research. And it was very exciting. It was great to be around other scientists. And I was the type of person who was always questioning, well, why are we doing this way? Is there another way to do it? And who are some of the other organizations and groups in Novartis also doing this kind of work, and how are they doing it? So I became very much a connector. And that enabled me to work on some continuous improvement projects. So the company recognized that I had an interest in that and began to send me for continuous improvement methodologies. And there's some methodologies out there called Six Sigma, which is very popular, but these are ways to continuously improve. So I received that kind of certification and training. I then went into clinical research, so the human clinical trials. So I was able to take my knowledge of all of the animal physiology and move it into the human physiology and testing, and spent a number of years in clinical research running human clinical trials. I then became very interested in all of the teams who were working on these trials and cross-functionally, and the company again sent me out to become trained in team effectiveness techniques. So I received yet another certification. It was about that time that I had my Myers-Briggs done. Myers-Briggs is a personality testing. And when I received that, I realized I made a lousy scientist. I was actually very much a people person. And I wanted now my career to go more towards the trajectory of working in human resources, in change management, organizational development. And I was very, very fortunate that I had managers who believed in that and not only enabled me to do my current job, but be very involved with teams and initiatives and company changes. So I continually